Welcome back to East End Park, Scott. It's a long time since you've been here, I'm assuming.
It certainly is. 2003, I think it was, I left to go down to Hartlepool. Yeah. So
when you came here, you were obviously signed by Jimmy Calderwood, and you came from St Mirren, and you had been there a good number of years. How did the move come about from St Mirren to here?
I think it came about, we played a kind of bounce match at Rosyth, I think it was, between the two teams, and then after that I think the dialogue started going between my agent at the time and Jimmy at the time, so and then it kind of evolved from there, you know. And St Mirren were struggling at the time financially, and the club had told us that any player who got a club could leave. So I kind of knew there was a club interested, and that's where I made the move then to contact Dunfermline, and it came about there.
Did you only sign for a year then, or was your
no, 2 years?
Longer?
It was 2 years, yeah.
Right. So obviously, if you were looking, going to be looking for a job, another club. Was Dunfermline a priority then, because at that time Dunfermline were beginning to go on the up? Yeah,
I think St Mirren had been relegated from the Premier League at the time, so we went up and straight back down again. So that was the attraction for me as a player, to stay in the top league, you know. And the club was struggling financially as well. It wasn't a good place for St Mirren, so for me it made sense for my career to keep going and try and play in the top league, which I'm still glad I've done it. You know, because it's another great experience at a bigger club, in my opinion, at the time, and Dunfermline were doing really well, so it made sense for me to go there.
What was Jimmy Calderwood and Jimmy Nicholl like then as a manager and Jimmy Nick was his assistant?
They worked very well together, a really good team, a good bond, you know. Jimmy was always kind of cracking jokes and stuff in the dressing room. He kept the boys kind of happy and, you know, kind of in the dressing room, very funny, very articulate man. Jimmy was come in, you know, occasional joke now and again, but you could tell he was the manager. So, but they're a very good team, you know. They worked well together, and I think that season I came, they proved that, because I think at one point they were maybe sitting third or fourth in the league, and some of the players that were attracted had great pedigrees. You know, like Scott Wilson came on board as well, you know, and the players they already had here as well. Stevie Crawford and Craig Brewster came, so there's a number of players that came along.
Because Craig Brewster signed at the same time as you, as well.
Craig Brewster, Derek Stilley, and Irish boy, what's his name?
Gary Dempsey.
Gary Dempsey. Yeah. So it's a bit of a quadrant of signings, but no, good, very good. And the squad was very strong. Barry Nicholson was there as well, you know, and Scott Thompson, Lee Bullen, Gary Mason, a great squad. You could definitely see the difference, in even just in training day to day from St Mirren. We were good, but it was just that wee step extra. Was
it a difference then when Jimmy Calderwood, training under Jimmy Calderwood, because he'd obviously done a lot of work in Holland, was it totally different, the training, to what you had before?
Yeah, it wasn't different. It's just he repeated a lot of stuff on a day-to-day basis, which is, I suppose, he just adapted it in certain ways, certain exercises. But it was good because he became really good at what he'd done. You know, like first touch passing, taking the ball in. So his training was very short and sharp, very short and sharp. Probably from what he's learned from his Dutch football education. So, but the training was excellent. Really enjoyed it.
When you came then, probably the first thing we do, you went pre-season and you went away to New Zealand.
Yes.
And then Holland, so I suppose that was a bit of an experience as well.
It certainly was, and again it just put you in your mindset to say, right, this is a serious step up here, you know, because where the club were taking players and where you were going to play games, who you were playing against, you know, tough opposition. I think we played FC 20 in Holland, and
you played
Nijmegen, and then we played the New Zealand national squad as well. So the step up in who you're playing against was phenomenal, and again, but it just improves you all the time as a player, and that's what you're trying to do all the time as an individual. trying to improve all the time, trying to progress, you know, and test yourself on a weekly basis. So yeah, it was a huge step up, but really enjoyed, a really good time.
Did you, when you came back from your trip away in the close season, did you played then against Preston and then Everton? So you played against Preston, but did you play in the Everton game? Because Wayne Rooney played.
Wayne Rooney did play. No, I think I was injured at the time. Right. I think, but I did play the Preston game.
You played in Preston and then you scored a goal.
That's right, and I didn't remember that until you said that.
So again, was that a different experience again? You know, and even the fact that you didn't play against Everton, the fact that you know the type of club that Everton was and the type of players that they had, it would be a different experience actually watching them as well.
Yeah, a different experience watching, but you do get pre-season games. I mean, pre-season games are pre-season games. Usually for fitness mostly, or formations, or getting to know players and how they gel together. But you know, I had played against decent opposition prior to that with someone as well. I think we played Middlesbrough at one point, Blackpool. So yeah, you were used to that pre-season, you know. But it certainly puts you in good stead for the start of the season. You know, when you're testing yourself against guys at a higher level.
Yeah. Your first game for Dunfermline, you came on as a sub against Celtic. Unfortunately, it was a loss. But that was your debut for Dunfermline in a league game.
Yeah.
And you only managed to score 2 goals for us.
That's right. One against Hibs, I think.
One was against Hibs, yeah. And the other one, it was Hibs away, and then you scored against Dundee United here.
That's right, yeah.
Both games finished 4-1 to us.
Oh well, that says something.
In fact, that season when we played Hibs, that win, 4-1 win, was the first time that Dunfermline had actually won at Easter Road since 1989.
That's right.
So it was a big achievement for the club.
It was massive, yeah. I don't know if all the players knew that actually prior to starting the match. The actual history involved. A lot of players maybe don't. You know, they get involved in the game and just immerse themselves in that. But after the game, certainly when it came out, as a group of players, we were very impressed with what we achieved. You know, it was a great victory as well. You know, it was well deserved. We worked hard. We created chances. We scored our chances. So it was a very pleasing win. And it was also nice to score a goal as well. I thought I'd just come back from a head injury prior to that. I think a week and a half prior to the game. So I was wasn't sure whether I was going to play or not after getting 12 stitches in my head. So
was that not
it was a reserve match, yeah.
Yeah, but did you not get quite a few knocks on the head? I
did, but that one was particularly bad. So I was really pleased to come back in that game and play. You know, I would have played anywhere for Dunfermline then. You know, I came along as a defender, a centre back of a 3. But when I came here, I was playing like sort of left back or left centre back or left wing back. So I was playing all different positions, and I wish, sometimes, I was kind of wanting to play anywhere to play in the team, but I've also wanted to play my natural position to get a steady run in the team. So, but no, going back to the Hibs game, it was a great win and delighted to score and be involved in the match. It was fantastic. One I'll definitely remember.
Yeah. When you said you played in different positions, was that probably difficult for you, the fact that when a player plays, they have positions that they feel that they play better in, and you were obviously a central defender, so you're more comfortable at that position?
I was probably more comfortable at centre back, either in a 3 or a 4, but I could certainly play left back, no problem, or wing back. And believe it or not, actually, I did enjoy playing wing back because I had the physical fitness to do it, get up and down, and I really enjoyed getting forward as much as I could. But yeah, probably to get more of a steady run in the team, and I'd probably say, well, concentrate back on where my natural position is. But as a player, you just want to play. As long as you're playing in the 11 on a Saturday, getting involved, you just go and play and do your best.
Because you would play alongside Skerla and Scott Wilson as well.
Yes.
Jason, do you?
Jason played more, yeah, sometimes left back, sometimes, yeah, or right back, and yeah. So the players I was playing with were excellent. You know, Andreas and Scott, but particularly Scott, with his pedigree, playing at Rangers. He played in the Champions League. You know, when he came in, I kind of said to myself, well, it's going to be difficult, I think, for me, given the fact that he's got such a good pedigree. And you say to yourself in football, it doesn't matter who's there, where he's been, as long as you're playing well, he should stay in the team. But football doesn't work out that way. You know, it's all to do with, you know, finances and stuff like that, X amount of money. You know, unfortunately. But when I did play with them, and Andrew Skeller, just fantastic players. You know, you learn a lot all the time, and whether they learned anything from me, I've no idea. I've no idea.
Yeah, but the likes of Skeller, was he good to play alongside? Did he have?
He had fantastic pace. Yeah. So he had great recovery. So he'd be good at, you know, turning and getting back to where positions where the balls maybe slipped in behind a centre back or behind a full back. You know, he maybe didn't talk as much, but he was still easy to play with. You know, because he was a really good defender, and his pace was just being a pacey defender. That's a great asset to have. So yeah, he was a really good player. Obviously, he's got international recognition. So clearly, he's, you know, I don't know what he's doing now enough, but
yeah, he's been back. We've had a visit for a long year. He's still around, and he still enjoys his time. Has enjoyed his time here as well. So
very quiet man, actually.
Yeah. Are there any particular games that you played for Dunfermline that sticks out in your memory?
It would probably be the one that you mentioned prior, was Easter Road game. It was just you know, I think it was a Tuesday evening, I think it was, and it was one of the games, you know, okay, the players, you could have had a good atmosphere in the dressing room before the match, with a good feeling about the match, and then to go out and score so many goals and be part of that team and score a goal myself, I think that kind of sticks in my mind, to be honest with you. It's such a good game, you know. It always sticks in your mind when you score goals, doesn't it? But I think that game in particular, because Hibs were doing not too bad that time in the season, they were doing all right, and for us to go there and beat them, was it 4-1? It's just fantastic result for Dunfermline. So that really sticks in my mind, yeah.
I mean, you're saying you played alongside some really good players when you were here. Is there anybody else that you played alongside that you thought was really, really good?
I would probably say Craig Brewster. You know, I'm not playing directly alongside him, but as a member of the team, he was very unselfish as a player. You know, the way he brought players into the game. You know, maybe midfield supporters, or even creating space for Stevie Crawford to run into, or Jason Day to support, whatever. But his knowledge, football intelligence, was really good. You know, to give him the ball from a defender's point of view, to keep the ball, retain possession, to get you up the pitch, and create something. You know, that was a really interesting and exciting time to be involved in a team where he was in. You know, such an intelligent player.
Yeah. Football knowledge-wise, he was.
Football knowledge-wise, incredible. You know, and he took 2 great feet as well. You know, and he came late to the game as well. So what he's done and late in the game is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And when he came here, I don't know what age he was, maybe 30. In his 30s, and his level of fitness was just incredible. You know, for that age. So even though I was in my late 20s, he's only kind of in his 30s. He was still a player you look at and go, fantastic. You know, that's what I want to be when I get to that age. He's not that old, but not that much older than me.
You played in the game when we won the 5 Cup against the Rovers. Can you remember that one? No.
No. Yeah.
That was another 4-1 win, funnily enough.
Funnily enough, there you go.
Rovers, so there must be something about it.
Must be something.
And probably I don't know if you remember it, well there was a lot of hoo-ha after it, was the game against Rangers at the end of the season, when both Rangers and Celtic were going for the title.
I do remember.
So you were in that, played in that game as well.
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere like at that game?
Yeah, it was. You could tell Rangers had a point to prove. You know, I think I come on as a sub that day. I think, and as soon as I stepped on the pitch, you kind of knew, you know, they were really gunning for you, or had a point to prove against obviously Celtic. You know, and it was a tough game to come on as a sub. I was sitting on the sidelines watching it, going, "Do you really want to go in here?" But when you go on, it was. There's such good players at the time. Yeah. You know, a lot of them are international players as well. So the atmosphere was great, but the tempo and the pace of Rangers, how they played at the time, was quite hard to defend against.
Yeah, because a lot of people said that it was actually one of our best performances at Ibrox, even although we did get beat 6-1 and we lost the game, but the actual performance of the players was actually really good that day, compared to other times that we've played against them.
You know, it's kind of hard to say it's kind of difficult to say when you get beat 6-1. You know, it's one of the best performances, to be honest with you. You know, you do up your game for the. You know, I know the players say they don't, but you do. Your game does rise slightly when you play against, like, say, Rangers or Celtic, or players are playing against, like, Man U or Man City, whatever. You know, it's maybe a psychological thing. So maybe that's why fans are seeing that, because they maybe see players trying that a wee bit more. I know they shouldn't. Players should try it all the time in the same aspect of a game, but it doesn't work that way. You know, but no, to beat 6-1, I wouldn't say it's a good performance.
But I suppose in a way it's similar to a derby game. You know, if you're playing in a derby game, that would be as well. You know, you want to beat your nearest opponent.
Absolutely.
You know, your rival.
Absolutely. When you played with Simon versus Morton, it's exactly the same. You'll definitely want to beat. There's a long-term history between the two clubs, or the Fairman Falkirk, Rangers Celtic. You know, all these derby matches. You know, it's the hype prior to the game. And I think it's probably worse for players now. You can't get away from that hype because of social media. You know, you've got almost going to lock yourself away, or you become. You waste all this nervous energy prior to the game, you know. So, but playing these derby matches, there is a sense of, I don't know, hunger. Just that wee bit more, you know.
Do you think social media then is a good or a bad thing?
I think players' use of it can be suspect. You know, it's how they use it, what they're putting on, what they're saying. They've got to be very, very careful. Because one word can change the meaning of a sentence, you know. So the terminology's got to be spot on, particularly if the high-profile players. But even, you know, if a member of the film team now was to put something on that was, I'm quite sure there would be repercussions, even from the manager's point of view. You know, you've got to be very, very careful what you say. Yeah, so I think it's got to be used carefully. But you can also use it to your advantage as well. Yeah. You know, generate more fan base or whatever, or more sponsorship, etc. So there is good and bad points of social media. But from a player's point of view, I would look like to be involved heavily in it if I was playing full time now. I would definitely keep it to a minimum. Yeah.
Who was your in your playing career? Who was your most difficult opponent?
I'd probably say Michael Moles. Michael Moles was a more difficult opponent to play against. Prior to coming to Dunfermline as well, it was just, he had that strength and power, pace, intelligence, you know, and you know, you think you've got a striker where you want him defending wise, and he just, you know, he was just so difficult to play against. He's twisting and turning all the time, constantly on the move. So that's a defender's nightmare. You know, get a striker that's just on the move all the time. You know, and he was just such a great player. But in saying that, he played in a great team at the time. So he had the players with similar game intelligence, similar pace of passing the ball, you know, and similar confidence. So, and he was getting what he wanted, you know. So that's also difficult to play against. Not just the individual player, it's who they're playing with at the time. Then the service they're getting. So that's a challenge, you know, on its own. And then you've got the player to top of that as well. So yeah, he was really difficult. I actually played with him actually in a 7-a-side to him about 2 years ago in Tenerife. He was in our team. Thank God he was in my team that year. So yeah, but he was probably one. I mean, Henrik Larsson and Chris Sutton and John Hartson, Moravcik and all these kind of guys. They're all great players. They're all difficult to play against. But I'd probably say Michael Mo's probably gave me the hardest time, I would say.
Yeah. You only ended up playing with us for a season, and then you left. Was the reason behind that the fact that you decided you wanted to go for to get games elsewhere, or what was the reason why you left?
The reason why I left because I came in as a first team player. You know, I'd played over nearly in excess of 100 games for St Mirren. Being the captain sometimes as well, and you know, I came to a club. Yes, it was a step up, but I felt as if I maybe wasn't given the opportunity, I would say, to prove myself on a consistent basis. You know, in a position where I would be consistent. So I felt it was, you know, I was slightly hard done by the manager at the time, and I made my feelings known to him, and I don't think he particularly liked that. But you've got a young guy who's came from playing first team football, who wants to play, and I said to him, well, I said to the manager at the time as well, I play well, I get man of the match, and then I don't play. So I'm not sure how you expect me to feel about that, you know, because that's quite frustrating. I think it was the Celtic game here, and then the following week we played Livingston away, and I was completely out of the squad. So it wasn't a happy time when it got to that stage, and I made my mind up, if I wasn't going to play, I had to go and play, because I'd always been a player regular, and then, you know, from my own career prospects point of view, I had to get regular game time. And if he couldn't guarantee me that, and then Scott Wilson came in as well, so it made it even more difficult, but the pedigree he had, so it made sense to me at the time. But looking back, you know, Jimmy's a manager who has to make decisions. He's got players who are on different wage structures, you've got different pressures from the board, and that's how you want to manage. Not every player's going to be happy, you know, that's difficult, but from a personal point of view, that was frustrating. And I think any time you spoke to fans, or fans spoke to me, or even my teammates at the time spoke to me, I think I should have played more. That's the feeling I was kind of getting from the feedback I was getting. You know, because when I did play, I felt as if I played well enough to stay in the team. So.
Yeah. As a player, that's difficult because a manager has to make decisions and things. So you never went into management.
No, never went into management.
When looking at managers that you've had, would that have made your mind up that you decided you wouldn't go that route? Or
No, not at all. Not at all. I do the coaching. I still do it now with my son's team. I have coached Dennis Mill under 20s, and I've had my own soccer school and stuff like that. But from a manager's point of view, you know, you learn from managers, because everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes. Managers make mistakes, and you learn from what if you do become a coach or a manager. I'm a coach now. What I would do to a player if I was going to not play him. You know, I'd speak to him beforehand, let him know, give him the reasons why, so that it sets his mind up. Because I think a lack of communication with anything, in any aspect of any working environment, causes problems. You know, because you leave people thinking all different things. So I would probably communicate more with players. You know, because you need a squad nowadays, and well, even then we needed a squad. So you need to keep all the squad happy, because you might just pick on a member of the squad from time to time if somebody gets injured, somebody falls ill. So I think communicating with players and keeping them happy is, I think, is paramount within a squad. That's the thing I would learn from my time here, you know. And I'm not shy in showing my disappointment because I was hungry, I was passionate, I wanted to play, you know, and I felt as if I was justified to play.
You left us, and then you went to play with Alloa and Hartlepool, Brecon.
Yes.
And then I think Ayr and Alloa again.
Yep, I think it was.
So
yeah.
you went round a few teams. So I think it was Dick Cameron that signed you for Brecon.
It was. It was. Dick and Ian. Ian was there, yeah. So great time at Brecon. 4 years, won the second division, I think it was. Had a great time up there. Fantastic club. But what you find with players, though, it's if you're playing, everything's great. You know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But no, I had a really good time, and I managed to win. You know, looking through my career, I managed to win the first division and the second division with Brecon, and then won the second division playoff with Ayr. So I look back in my career, I've managed to win things. A lot of players haven't won things. You know,
yeah,
they hadn't
that's what I
won
was
things.
going to say. A lot of players actually, you know, have a long career, but actually don't win anything. They don't win any leagues or don't win any cups.
No.
But they've had an extensive career.
Yeah, you know, and that's what I'm taking away from playing football. You know, you can have, I don't know, 450 appearances, nearly 500 appearances. That's fine, but you have to. I've actually got the medals I'm really proud of. You know, you can show your son and stuff like that, and your daughters, and you've achieved something within football, which is nice to take away from it, because it's hard work. You know, it's really difficult.
Yeah. Because of the career that you had, how do you look back on the time here at Dunfermline? Do you look back with regret or positivity, or how do you look back on it?
Probably mixed feelings, to be honest. Mixed feelings. I'm not bitter in any way at all, because when I came to the club, it was a really good club, and all the staff were great. The team was great. Enjoyed the training, and you know, playing against better players, and being involved in the Premier League at the time again was great. It's just disappointing not playing, and I walked away thinking I should have played more. That's nice and simple, you know. But I don't walk away with anything apart from the fact that I've been a Dunfermline player. You can't take that away from me or at any point, you know. So that's what I walk away with. I don't walk away with sadness or anger or bitterness, or you know, a slightly wee bit of disappointment. But that's every player gets disappointed not playing.
Yeah. You now do. You're now involved in doing Opta stats.
I am.
Is that right? What does that actually involve? Because
I've no idea.
Personally, I've seen you at the games, so you're in the press area. So
right, okay. Well, you're on the phone to an analyst, and you have to give the team formations prior to the match starting. So you do a wee bit of research, you know, in the last couple of weeks of the games. You give them formations they're playing and the personnel. And when the game starts, you are on the phone to an analyst down in Leeds, speaking about who's kicking the ball and what foot and what section of the pitch it goes out on, and where, if there's a goal scored or a corner kick or a free kick, who's taking them, what foot they're taking them with, what zone it's been kicked from and into. You know, it's all stats, but the stats are sold on to, I'd imagine, set onto BBC and Sky Sports. But
are you enjoying it?
It's really good, really good. It gets you out on a Saturday and gets you involved in the game, watching football, seeing different players. And it's a big business nowadays, stats. You know, I think there's a lot of coaches and managers will look at the stats of a striker or a defender and how many tackles the defenders had in important areas, or strikers, how many goals were scored from what area. So it's big business. And I watched Dunfermline once, I think.
Yeah.
I've seen them again shortly, I think.
Alright, okay.
St Mirren versus Dunfermline.
Oh, you're doing that one?
Yeah, I'm doing that game. So No, but I really enjoy watching football and coaching it. I coach my son's team, so I can't get involved in the coaching, even from a full-time point of view, or a part-time point of view. There's too many other things I'd like to do. Mm-hmm. I think coaching's great, but it could be a short-term career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. But you're enjoying doing what you do.
Doing the stats, it's good.
Yeah.
Really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And you know, it just gets you out and watching games.
Mm-hmm. Well, Scott, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much.
And it's nice to see you back here at East End Park.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
Thank you.